So what is 3D object? In this lesson, I don't need you to follow up on anything. I just need you to listen and watch and try to understand the concept of 3D object. So imagine you want to draw a smallest element on a paper. What you can draw is a point. We also have a point in 3D, but we don't call it point. We call them vertex. And we also have a complete menu about what we can do with vertices. Now, if you want to draw a bigger element on paper, you connect two imaginary points or dots and create a line. We can do it also here, but we don't call them line in here, we call them edge. And we also have a complete menu about edges. Now, if you want to draw even a bigger element on paper, for example, if you want to draw a triangle, you connect three imaginary vertex and create a triangle. And if you fill that triangle in a 3D world, you create a surface. As you can see, I have here a surface that consists of three vertex, and we call this kind of surface face in 3D, of course. And we also have a complete menu about face. Before we continue on creating a bigger element, first let's talk about different kind of faces that we can have in 3D. And I have prepared another object. So these are the type of the faces that we can have. As you can see, the type is depend on the number of vertex that it consists of. For example, a face with three vertex is called triangle, and a face with four vertex are called quad. We can also have face with more than four vertex, for example with 5 vertex or 6 vertex, and we call this kind of faces N-Gons. The difference between N-Gons and quad and triangle are that the 3D software program is more efficient in working with triangle and quad. And if you use N-Gons in your modeling, the tools in 3D is gonna stop working. And for you to understand this concept, let me show you a mock-up. This is a sphere that I create, and it consists of faces that all have core vertex that we call quads. So this is a sphere with quads. And if I want to add a line to my vertex, for example, add a complete line from here to here or from here to here, we have a tools in Blender, and I can use it and add a complete line. For example, I can add a line or line here, and as you can see, the line is gonna go around the sphere. Now let's rotate around the sphere and look at here. We have a face that consists of 5 vertex, and we have a face that consists of 6 vertex. Now I can add a line here, as you can see, but if I come down and start to add a line here or edge here, you can see that it stops exactly at this face. And the reason is that this face, although it looks like it has 4 vertex, it actually has 5 vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And even in here, you can see that if I want to add a line here, the line is exactly stopped at this face, because this face consists of let me back 1 point. This face consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for you to create a better model and more efficient object in your 3D, you need to learn how to prevent from creating this kind of faces in your model. So let's back to our faces. The last thing you need to know is how to create an object. If you want to create a bigger element than surface on paper, you can do it. You just have to fold the paper and create, for example, a cube. But in 3D, we can connect a couple of faces together and create a cube. And I can, for example, from this face, I can create a complete cube that consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 quads. But it doesn't always have to be quads. You can even create object from this triangle, and as you can see, this one consists of 2 triangles and 3 quads. Any object, we call them mesh in 3D, and as you can see, we also have a complete menu about meshes in 3D. So in summary, we have a vertex that create edges, and we have edges that create faces, and we have faces that create our mesh or our object. Object is a more broad word, and for example, an object can consist of a couple of meshes. So you can have, for example, all of these meshes in one object that call face in here. I think it's enough for now. In future that we talk about modeling, we learn how to manipulate this edge, vertex, and faces to create the object that we need. And this is the concept of vertex, edge, face, mesh, and object in 3D. I want to point out that before you go to the next video, I really suggest that you write down all the things that you learned from this video, and if there is any part that you feel that you don't understand really well, try to replay this video so that it really stuck to your mind, because understanding these concepts is gonna boost your learning curve in the future. And if this video was helpful to you, you can subscribe or like. See you on the next video.